I'm engaged and about to get married. Right now, we're living in a cramped apartment, but we're planning to find a new place before we tie the knot. Between the new house, the wedding, and the honeymoon, we're gonna be super busy.
Yeah, for the honeymoon. Let's go wherever you want, Eleanor.
Really? That makes me so happy. I was so excited about our future together. Little did I know things would take a turn for the worse just as we were starting our new life. My name is Eleanor. I'm 27 years old. I live in a small apartment with Norman, my soon-to-be husband. I've been living here since my student days. Since we moved in together, we've been talking about finding a proper place to live once we're married. Now that we're engaged and we're busy preparing for the wedding and house hunting at the same time. Today we went to a real estate agency to look at properties. And to our surprise, Norman's parents, Jed and Stella, were there waiting for us. Jed, Stella, why are you here? Jed and Stella happily responded to my question. Norman invited us. He wants us to take a look too, right, Dad?
Yeah, I can't wait to see where you and Norman will be living, Eleanor.
Okay. Why did he invite his parents? Maybe Norman was nervous about house hunting for the first time. Well, I don't want to start any family drama before the wedding. Despite my reservations, we went on with property viewing. After that, Jed and Stella invited us to a restaurant. Eleanor, the place we saw today wasn't great, was it? Too small. Stella frowned and I hesitantly replied, Really? It's a new building and the rent seems reasonable for a 2-bedroom place. No, way too small. You need at least a 4-bedroom place. 4 bedrooms seems excessive. Stella sighed in disbelief. Listen, you might not get it now, but have you thought about when you have kids? Kids? Yes, even if it's fine now, you'll definitely need more rooms in the future. Is that so? To be honest, we weren't planning on having kids right away. Even if we did, we could just move to a bigger place then. Well, Stella has her own opinions, I guess. I decided not to dwell on it. A few days later, Jed and Stella joined us again for another property viewing. After looking at several places, we went to eat. Then Stella said something unbelievable. I can't wait to live with you all. What? Live together? Seeing my shocked face, Norman quickly said, No, Eleanor, she's talking about the future. But Stella, it didn't sound like that.
Anyway, don't worry about it, Eleanor. Mom, don't say weird stuff. You're making Eleanor uncomfortable.
As he scolded her, Stella gave a creepy smile and said, Sorry, okay? Whether it was sooner or later, I never promised to live with his family in the first place. To be honest, I don't want to live with them at all. It's not just about living together. The real issue is his brother and sister. Eldon, my brother-in-law, and Nora, my sister-in-law, are both unbelievably unemployed. If they come to live with us, we'll end up supporting them financially. I've been strongly against this idea for a while now. But for now, Norman seems to be prioritizing my feelings. Even if Stella says she wants to live together, he would probably say no. I trusted Norman. But strangely, every time we went house hunting, his parents came along. And they kept pushing for a 4-bedroom house. Eleanor, you know we've talked about this. Choose a 4-bedroom house for the future. But Stella, even if we have kids, 4 rooms seems excessive. What are you talking about? It's better to have more. You both work, so it'll be fine. But still, just listen to me. Take advice from someone who's been around longer. After much persuasion, we ended up signing a lease for a 4-bedroom house, almost as if Stella had her way. As expected, the rent is higher than initially planned. Even if we both work, it's going to be tight financially. But I don't want to ignore Stella's opinion and have issues later. Considering future interactions with my in-laws, I decided to see it as a necessary compromise. After signing the lease for the new house, the wedding is fast approaching. A dinner party was held at my in-laws' house to celebrate. and naturally, the conversation focused on us. My parents-in-law smile and talk to me.
The wedding and the move are coming up.
So exciting.
Absolutely. It's time for celebrations.
Then Eldon and Nora said something unbelievable.
The new house looks spacious and nice. Norman, you did well.
I didn't realize a 4-bedroom house would be so big. I couldn't let that comment slide. Wait, Eldon, Nora, you visited our new house?
Of course. It's the house Norman chose.
We're family, so we have to check it out. Are you kidding me? Who goes to check out their younger brother's new house without telling them? It's just weird, no matter how you look at it. With growing concerns, the dinner party at my in-laws' house ended. When we got home, I decided to double check with Norman. Norman, we agreed not to live together, right?
Yeah, of course.
Good. Stella keeps coming to the viewings, and what Eldon and Nora said today made me anxious.
I'm sorry for making you worry. You don't have to, Eleanor.
I'm glad you said that, Norman. Thank you. I felt completely reassured by his words, but 2 weeks later, my trust would be completely betrayed. Our wedding went off without a hitch, and we went on our honeymoon. We had already moved our belongings to the new house from the old apartment. We planned to dispose of the remaining old furniture by the end of the month when we vacate the apartment. After returning from the honeymoon, we were supposed to go straight to our new home. We returned from our honeymoon full of memories. We arrived at our new home, filled with excitement for our future life together. Eagerly, we opened the door to our new place, and what we found was beyond belief.
Ah, Norman, Eleanor, welcome home.
Stella, what are you doing here? There she was, Stella, greeting us with a beaming smile. One by one, Jed, Eldon, and even Nora appeared from the back. I was so stunned that I couldn't move. Wait, what's going on here?
What do you mean? We're family, right? We're living together, starting today.
What? Stella's outrageous statement left me utterly confused. Hold on a second. What's happening? Why are they in our new home? Living together? All 6 of us in a 4-bedroom house? There aren't enough rooms. The in-laws feel at home in our new home. As I looked around, I saw that the house was already filled with their belongings. Stella spoke again, still smiling.
Eleanor, let's get along, shall we?
Wait, what do you mean, get along? I don't understand.
What's not to understand? Living together was decided a long time ago after discussing it with Norman.
What? With Norman? I glanced at my husband, who awkwardly looked away. You've got to be kidding me. He promised we wouldn't live together. He conspired with Stella behind my back? Barely containing my anger, I calmly told Stella, I wasn't informed about this, and besides, there aren't enough rooms for 6 people.
1 room for you and Norman, 1 for your father and me, and 1 each for your brother and sister. That's plenty.
Who decided on this room arrangement? And Eldon and Nora get their own rooms? This is beyond audacious. I can't just suddenly live with you all. Stella responded nonchalantly.
What are you talking about? You're working too, so it's fine. We were thinking you could support us all.
Wait, support you?
Yes. Now that we're living together, your father has quit his job, but if you and Norman work, we don't have to, right? We're counting on you.
What? Unemployed, Eldon and Nora, housewife Stella, and now retired Jed? They expect us to support all of them. This has to be a joke. I glared at my husband again, who by now had brazenly settled into the sofa. I checked the other rooms, and they were filled with unfamiliar belongings. Our stuff was crammed into the smallest room in the house. I can't believe he'd do this behind my back. Neither my deceitful husband nor my intrusive in-laws will get away with this. At that moment, my suppressed anger exploded. I packed as much as I could into my carry-on and headed for the door. My husband noticed my actions and yelled from behind,
"Hey, wait! Eleanor, where are you going with all that luggage?"
"Where am I going?" "Back to our old apartment."
"Why? Our married life starts today."
"Are you kidding me? Live in this house? Are you out of your mind?" Confused, my husband tried to reason with me.
"Eleanor, this is your home too. We just got married. Let's just calm down."
Calm down? After lying to me about not living together? All I wanted was a happy married life with you. Now I feel deceived. A relationship built on lies and lack of communication is not marriage.
"But..."
Hearing our argument, Stella intervened. Now, Eleanor, calm down. Living together is a good thing. We can share household chores, and when you have kids, we can help take care of them. Share chores? Take care of kids? Are you serious? Of course, the more the merrier, right? Merry? More like noisy, lacking privacy, and costly. If we're supporting all of you, there's no way we can afford to have kids. Stella's face turned red at my blunt response. How dare you talk to your mother-in-law like that? We're offering to live with you. I didn't ask for this. And in this situation, not only can we not have kids, but we can't even live a normal married life, and you expect us to support all of you? That's beyond good for nothing. I didn't get married to support a bunch of freeloaders. What? How dare you complain? From my perspective, living with in-laws is far from a blessing. It's a nightmare. I can't live here. I want a divorce.
"A divorce?"
I reiterated my decision to my stunned husband. Yes, a divorce. Goodbye. Ignoring my frozen husband and Stella, I pulled my suitcase and left. I decided to go back to my parents' house, knowing my husband might follow me to our old apartment. My parents were surprised by my sudden return, but once I explained the situation and my intention to divorce, they understood.
"That must have been tough."
You can stay here as long as you need. Thank you, Mom and Dad. Despite being married for only 2 weeks, my parents respected my feelings. A few days later, my husband called me, his voice choked with tears.
"Hey, Eleanor, come back, please."
Why now? We're getting a divorce. Ignoring my cold tone, my husband persisted.
"I'm in trouble. If we get a divorce now, I'll have to pay the high rent and living expenses for 4 people.
Well, you brought this on yourself, didn't you?
Don't say that. Can you at least help me with half the rent?
Pay rent for a house I'm not living in? Are you insane?
I need you, Eleanor.
What you need is not me, but my money. I have no interest what happens to your family. I have zero intention of supporting parasites. Good luck supporting your good-for-nothing family.
I can't do it alone.
His audacity to ask for help at this point was the last straw. I laid it out for him. I've sent you the signed divorce papers. File them soon. Goodbye.
Wait, Eleanor. Listen, Eleanor!
I ended the call without listening to the end. He later showed up at my parents' house.
If you cause any more trouble, I'll consult a lawyer.
My father's stern warning sent him scurrying away. A week later, the divorce was finalized. I finally blocked my ex-husband and his family's contacts. From what I've heard, he's still being bossed around by his jobless family. Between the high rent for a 4-bedroom place and the living expenses for the whole family, his salary just isn't cutting it. On his days off, he's working part-time jobs to the point of exhaustion. He brought this all on himself. There's no other way to put it. Though I ended up divorced, I have no regrets. I realized early on how toxic that family was and got out. Just thinking about what would have happened if I'd stayed gives me the chills. I'm so glad I got away from that arrogant family. From now on, I'll strive to be better at judging people.